Okay, so I'm going to be showing you some more functions. These are part of the advanced functions. I've already sorted them out and I've already demonstrated them here, but I'm going to delete them and I'm going to show you what to do. So for count A, if we remember, count A will let us know how many cells contain data. Really simple, okay, same as you do for all of your functions. Click the FX tool. You search for it, so I've got count A already because I was using it for this demo. Press OK. You need to highlight the range of values you want to check. So I'm doing it by column, so I'm checking homework 1 first of all. Hold on. There we go. And then I'll press OK. The response I get is 5, and if we just check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of those cells out of the 6 contain a value, which is why the value 5 has been returned. Again, if I want to replicate, copy that formula, I can hover over this bottom right hand corner until my cursor turns into a thin black cross. That's the important bit. And then drag it across and it replicates them. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that's correct. I'll just delete these ones here as well. So count blank, we already agreed earlier, it will return the number of cells that are empty. So again, same thing, FX, look for count blank. If it's not there, you can just type it. So the range that I'm looking at is this one. Press OK, only one is blank here. I'm going to go and do count if now. So I'm going to set a specific criteria. So count if, press OK. So the range, I'm still going to look at the same set of values here. This time I'm going to set a criteria. So this time I'm going to say I want it to show me any of the values that are above 50. Okay, so I'm just going to use my crocodile. So more than, type in 50. Press OK, and we can see here only 2 of the cells are above 50. So this one here that has 67 and this one here that has 90. You can set the criteria to what you want. That's why it's called count if. Okay, it depends on the exam question you get. It depends on what a task is asking you to do. Now, you know you can always replicate 2 sets of formula. So that's why I've left these 2. So I've highlighted the 2 cells that contain the formula, still using my fill handle, and then I've dragged across and it's replicated. So we can see that it's checking the correct values. They just happen to be the same. If I change it here and I put in 45, we can see that this has been updated. Okay, I've done product and length here as well. So we know that product is just a fancier word for multiplying a range of values. So again, FX, double click product, highlight the range, so we're going across this time, press OK, and it's done. 45 times 0 times 0 is 45. Okay, I'm not going to test the rest of my math skills, I'm just going to use my fill handle and let it do that. That is the whole point of the spreadsheets software as well. You're not doing the calculations. Sorry. 45 times 0, 0, yep, sorry, it's 45. This is just multiplying the value. So because there's no values in there, sorry, it's just 45. It doesn't recognize it as 0. If I had 0 in there, it would be a different response. Absolutely correct. Length, okay, as we discussed earlier, okay, it lets us know the number, okay, of letters in a piece of data. Has to be string. So again, FX, we'll get len, so it's not length. You can search for the word length and it will return len for you, but just for your awareness, it's len. So again, the text I'm going to highlight is the student's name. Hannah has 6 letters in her name, and then we can drag it down. So the last thing I want to show you is conditional formatting. So remember, conditional formatting changes the appearance of a cell based on a given criteria. Okay, so what we can do, so I put it in here as well so we can remember, what we could do is we could change the appearance of the different homework results based on the scores that they have achieved. So for example, in homework 1, I can highlight these cells. I can go to conditional formatting here, and I can go into this one. So I can say highlight the cell rules, so cells that are greater than, so for example, if they're greater than, we'll just change it. If they're greater than 45, okay, we can change it here. So we can say, oh, it's gonna change it to green, and it does that, okay? My favorite way of doing conditional formatting, I'll show you, is highlighting the cells that you need to apply it to, go into conditional formatting, but then also instead go into new rule. The reason why I do that is it gives you so many more options for conditional formatting, and it depends on the question, doesn't it? So the one that I like to do is format all cells that contain. So I can say it contains, so for example, let's say less than, okay, I can say less than, say 30, but when I go into here, I've got more options for formatting. That's also why I like it. So if I go format, I can decide if I want to change the font, I can decide if I want to change the border instead, the data type, or I can choose the fill color instead. So I might change that to purple instead. Press OK, and that's done there. So if I go in, I can check my rules and I can clear them. So if I decide actually I don't want those rules anymore, I can clear rules from the entire sheet, gets rid of all the conditional formatting. Conditional formatting can also be applied to text. Okay, so if here we just put in pass or fail, typically we could use an if statement here to do that, but we're just gonna fill this in ourselves. So I'm going to apply some conditional formatting here so you can see it applied to text. Isn't that right, Ahmed? Right, so highlight this, conditional formatting, new rule, only cells that contain, I'm going to say equal to. So only cells that contain the word pass, I'm going to highlight. So this time I'm going to highlight them in blue. Press OK. And you can do it like that for text. Typically, in your exam, it will be asking you to apply it to text. Okay, but you need to know how to apply it to numerical data as well as applying it to textual data.